Hello, first graders. My name is Mr. Schwanebeck. I teach art at Horizon. I know last week Mr. Copeland taught you some different reasons that artists make art. And while I was looking over the first grade classroom teachers' lesson plans, I noticed that they were asking you to do a little bit of work with retelling stories. And it got me thinking there are art forms that also connect to telling stories. One of them is something called puppetry. And there are a lot of different types of puppets. I'm going to show you a few of the kinds that I think you might have seen before. The first is something called a marionette. A marionette is a puppet that is connected to strings, like Pinocchio. The next is a hand puppet, and probably the most famous of all the hand puppets are the Muppets. There are also bag puppets. A bag puppet is made by taking a paper sack, like you might carry your lunch in, turning it upside down and decorating the bottom flap as if it were a mouth. Finger puppets are another type of puppet. Usually they're made out of plastic or rubber, or sometimes they're made out of fabric, and they just fit over your fingertips. Another kind is called a stick puppet. It's usually a piece of paper or a piece of cardboard that's decorated to look like a character, and then sticks are attached to it. And this final type that I wanted to show you was something that was made famous by the Lion King musical. And these are puppets as costumes. These puppets are worn by actors and controlled on stage in order to tell the story. Puppets are a great way to help tell a story because you can get the listener engaged in the story by thinking about the characters. They'll actually see the characters. And when you have a picture in your mind, it's easier to imagine what was really happening. Today, I'm going to show you how to make a very simple type of puppet called a stick puppet, the one we saw down at the bottom. You can use any materials that you have around the house, paper, cardboard, and I'm going to show you how to put one of those together so that you could put on a little play, or maybe even make your story retelling for first grade teachers even more interesting. Let's check it out.
Now, before beginning your stick puppet, you want to gather a few supplies. I am using a cardboard box, nice thin cardboard, something that's easy to cut, but also strong enough to hold up when you're cutting and gluing and playing with your puppets. You're going to want something to color with, and some kind of a stick to manipulate your puppet. So I probably will use a popsicle stick, but you could use, this is a skewer for making shish kebabs, or you could just use a stick from your yard. This is a paint stir stick, and you could even just stick it to a pencil. I'm going to go ahead and pop open this box. You'll want to flatten it so that you can draw on the inside of the box. Once you have your character for your puppet planned out, you begin coloring.
When you're done making your stick puppets, you're ready to put on your puppet show. It might help to have a puppet theater. Some puppet theaters are really elaborate. This one is made out of wood and has fabric curtains, but you can also make a puppet theater out of cardboard. It can be made out of a great big old cardboard box or a smaller box like a cereal box. You can even make a doorway puppet theater with an old sheet. Cut a hole in the center of it and hang it in the doorway, and you're all set. I hope you have fun making your stick puppets, and when you're done, think about uploading it to Seesaw in the art folder so your art teacher can see them. Have fun.